So I'm going to be breaking down the Dana White Contender Series Week 6 card. Holy shit, I can't believe it's already Week 6. So starting off with the first fight, we have Jean Matsumoto versus Casey Tanner. I'm going to go with Jean Matsumoto here, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to take him. Uh, I'm going to go with him just because I think he's beat the better level of competition than Casey Tanner. He's a lot younger and he's already beating better guys. You know, Casey Tanner's 31 years old, but he hasn't really beat anyone that good. His last opponent was 2-3. You know, he beat a 7-3 guy, but then he beat a 2-2 guy, 0 guy. But let me check the 0-0 guy's record. Yeah, so he literally hasn't fought since. And then he beat a 2-2, 0-0. Got a Sulavev stretch though, which is a very interesting move. So obviously this guy's got a really good ground game. But yeah, I'm gonna take Matsumoto here. I just think he's been the better level of competition, and I think he'll have the power here to hurt Casey Tanner. But yeah, who knows? Dana White Contender Series is so unpredictable. And speaking of unpredictable, we have a women's fight between Julia Polilastri versus Patricia Aljugis. I'm gonna be taking the Brazilian Julia Polilastri. Yeah, the dragon. I'm picking the dragon here. Uh, she lost to Jasmine DWcS, but it's not a bad loss to have at all. And then she went to win. She won against some pretty good competition. 19-8. Beat a 7-11, which isn't good. It's not good to beat up a supermarket. But then she beat a 6-0 Brenda Gothic, so that's a pretty good win. And Patricia on the other end, she's beating 4-3, 4-3, 4-2, 0-2, 3-2, lost to 5-0, then beat it to 0-2. She lost to a 1-4 fighter. Yeah, I'm definitely going with Julia. Yeah, that's just a bad look. And then we have AJ Cunningham versus Stephen Nugent. I'm gonna take AJ Cunningham here. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go with him. I know Stephen Nugent has fought on Dana White Contender Series before. He beat Theo Raylang in his last fight, which he actually hasn't fought since his last Contender Series fight. So what the fuck was this guy doing for the last 2 years? But he lost to Alan Cruz by a flying knee KO. It was pretty, in a kickboxing match pretty much. But I don't really rate Alon Cruz very highly. He got knocked out pretty quickly against Spike Carlisle, then he got destroyed by Oros Medic, both sub 2-minute KOs. And then he also lost in Bellator recently. So, and then he got subbed by Damon Blackshear, but that was ages ago. And Damon Blackshear is good, but yeah, I don't rate him too highly. And then there's Steve Nugent. He's beat good competition though. Like, this is a really close fight, I reckon. Beat a 5-0 guy, 5-2, 3-2, 9-7, not good. 1-0, 3-2. Obviously, not just factoring all this sort of stuff. Like, I'm gonna go with AJ Cunningham here. I just think he's showing. He's got a really well-rounded game. And he's got a lot of amateur experience. he got knocked out in one of his amateur fights, but that was in 2017. He hasn't been knocked out since. So I like that he's got a lot of amateur experience. So he's more experienced than his record shows. But yeah, I'll go with AJ Cunningham here, but not too confident on this. Like I say, I haven't had the time to watch tape on all these fighters, but I have now this one I have actually seen some tape on. I of course remember Eduardo Neves for his fight against Mick Park in last season of the Contender Series, and yeah, I'm definitely going with Jonata Dinez here, former Glory kickboxer. Like he did fight in Glory, has wins in Glory. Has a really good kickboxing career. He actually fought Rico Verheeren, which is like fucking insane. So he's fought the top guy in kickboxing. So that's insane. And yeah, I think he's gonna win this fight. Eduardo Neves doesn't have very good cardio. We've seen that in the Mick Parkin fight. I think he literally gassed in like a minute and 30 seconds. Like it was weirdly like it was crazy how quickly he gassed. He's young though. He's only 23, which is crazy that he even got Contender Series. You don't really see heavyweights this young, so that's crazy to see. But I think Dinez is going to get the KO here. I I can just see Neves gassing again and just getting KO'd. Like that's just how I see this fight going. I really like he's a glory kickboxer. He's a heavyweight. Neves isn't really the greatest grappler. He's more of like a brawler type. And yeah, I don't know. That Mick Parkin fight was just such a bad look that I can't in confidence pick Neves, man, because like yeah, that the way he gassed out was really bad. And then we got James Lintop versus Malik Lewis. This is a really close fight in my opinion. Malik Lewis fought in Dana White Contender Series last season. He was on his way to a victory against Trevor Peek, but then Trevor Peek just made his comeback. Malik Lewis gassed a little bit trying to KO him, but it was a fun fight. But I think I'm gonna go with James Lintop here. The Peruvian fighters are doing pretty good at the moment. Like, I don't know, there's some like Peruvian wave of MMA fighters coming to the UFC recently, and I think we're going to get another one here. Fun fighter, real powerful guy. I'm pretty sure in the fight I watched Malik Lewis versus Paulo Silva. From what I remember, I'm pretty sure Malik Lewis got rocked in that fight. He did recover quickly, but yeah, I don't like that he's getting hurt all the time. And Paulo Silva's 8-7. He's not really a great guy to be getting rocked by. Yeah, which wasn't a good look. Yeah, Trevor Peek KO'd him as well, obviously. And yeah, I think the Peruvian is going to get a KO here. I can just see this happening. And then yeah, and I think with an impressive performance, we're going to get another Peruvian fighter. Like there's actually a Peruvian wave coming up, which is really cool to see. It's cool to see the Peruvians being represented here. And yeah, maybe we're going to be getting a UFC Fight Night Lima soon because there is like an insane amount of Peruvian fighters. But Malik Lewis is good. He's a really good fighter, so we'll see what happens. But I'm leaning towards James getting this one done, which is the least Peruvian name ever. I don't think I've ever met a Peruvian called James before. I got Peruvian. I got family in Peru. I'm not Peruvian myself, but I do have a lot of family over there. And none of them are called James. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is a lot of Jameses over there. But I wonder if his friends call him Jin. But yeah, I'm going with I'm going with James here. I think he'll get a KO on Malik Lewis. Yeah, Malik Lewis gets rocked a lot, and I think if he gets rocked in this fight, I think this isn't the guy he wants to be rocked in front of because he's got a lot of finishes, and he's beat some decent guys as well, like 20-9, 20-11, 5-0, 6-2. You know, he's a mixed bag of fighters, but yeah, I do like that from him. He's got a lot of KOs as well. So yeah, I got James getting this one done, like I say. I sort of repeated myself a little bit there, but yeah, thanks. I'm sorry this video was late, but you know, better late than never. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.